Here on Bugglebots, we've got roboteers from all four corners of the globe, and we've got to make sure they're all comfortable here backstage, including our Australian contingent. Welcome to Bugglebots.
I'm Cosmin. I'm from Manchester, and my robot is Daedalus. Daedalus is a horizontal spinner with a massive bar for maximum reach. Well, it's probably going to take a couple of seconds to spin up. Then I'm going to hit someone and both bots are going to bounce around the arena.
I'm Liz.
I'm Chris.
We're from Robotics.
And our robot is Claws 2. Claws 2 is a two-clawed, massive wedge tank of a robot. Strategy is dump him in the pit. Added advantage is we have this fantastic driver as well.
I am here with Claws 2 and Daedalus. First to Claws 2. Chris, what upgrades have you made since last season?
Well, since last season we did surprisingly well, so I didn't want to sort of take everything back and start again. So we've just reviewed the fights, we've made little improvements here and there. The claws are substantially bigger, so we can actually grab hold of people properly now. The drive is still the same, so we should be able to push pretty much most people. Just made a few little tweaks here and there.
Fliss, are you feeling confident in Dad's upgrades?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good sign, Dad. Are you feeling confident in Fliss's driving?
Felicity has been driving robots for a couple of years now, and she is getting exceptionally good. However, she does need reminding to keep her feet on the ground and take each match as it comes, especially when you faced stupidly scary spinners like this.
That was my next question. You're up against Daedalus, which is one of the favourites for this competition. How do you feel about going up against them?
Extremely worried. Thankfully, Felicity, she's not worried at all, because if it comes out in bits, I'm the one that's got to fix it, not her.
That's a good tactic to have, Fliss. Well, good luck, guys. And now to Daedalus. Now, Cosmin, your robot X301 is the current European Beetleweight champion. Its bigger brother X303 is the featherweight champion. And Daedalus itself recently won a local competition. So are you surprised that in our questionnaire, the most people put they don't want to fight you?
No, that wasn't really surprising. Lots of people apparently are preparing upgrades or modules, configurations to fight against Daedalus.
Tell me about Daedalus. It's a horizontal spinner. How does the spinner work?
Oh, right. So unlike most spinners, instead of having a motor, which is using a belt to drive the weapon, I actually have the motor inside the weapon. And this way I can get away without having a very rigid and strong chassis, which is typical of horizontal spinners.
Now, Claws is a wedge with a grabber, and wedges can sometimes be the nemesis of horizontals. What's going to be your strategy for Claws 2?
Right, so being a wedge, I'm absolutely worried about it, and it actually has quite nice geometry to fight horizontal spinners. So I think I'm going to try to hit around the wedge, maybe the sides, maybe the grabber mechanism.
Well, good luck, Cosmin. The robots are ready. Let's get them to the arena.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
Claws 2's only hope here. Go for a box rush. Try and stop that spinning bar of Daedalus.
Daedalus's bar, the downside to the hub motor is it doesn't spin up as fast as some of the other horizontals, but a big hit there!
Certainly delivering the damage. And that's what we like to see as the sparks fly across the arena now. Claws 2 looking to be in trouble here, maybe?
Daedalus getting up to speed. Claws 2 has got to keep that wedge facing forward. It's the only thing really that's protecting it from the power of that bar.
Oh dear! You can already see that the damage was done to the weapon of Claws 2, but that's it!
Claws 2 has just been eviscerated. It's insides or it's outsides. It is not going anywhere. There's the lipo!
A beast of a machine is Daedalus.
There's a very good reason no one wants to fight Daedalus, and there's why.
Well, the moment the weapon hit you, I think we knew it was dead.
It's dead.
So the battery ended up on one side of the arena and the robot was on the other.
Yeah, wasn't supposed to happen. But there's a gaping big hole where the battery was. I mean, she did all right for the first 45 seconds until one big hit and game over.
Yeah, there was some brilliant evasive driving from Fliss there. I mean, Fliss, you don't have to put it back together again. So did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
I imagine you're relishing the next few hours.
It looks fixable. Just I think it's just a few screws have come out. May have to try and bend the claw back a bit, but it's fixable. We'll be back.
I think we've seen why everybody's so scared of Daedalus now.
Yes, that is one scary machine.
Well, we'll see you in the losers melee. So not only competition. Yeah, give it up for Claws 2! Wow. That was absolutely savage. Did that feel good?
Oh yeah, it did. This is a new version of this bot, so it's been somewhat tested, but not in a proper fight. So it's always nice when you have a new bot and you see that it's working as it should.
So that's a fearsome weapon, and I think we now know why everybody's scared of you. Are you going to go all the way?
I'm trying to.
Well, we're all trying to. But have you got a good chance?
So I think I have a fair chance, but there are some very scary vertical spinners, and usually they have some advantages when fighting horizontal, so I might have some difficult matchups in the future.
I cannot wait to hear the bang that makes when your spinner hits another one. Right, give it up for Daedalus!
Just like make sure everything works, and then.
I think the only reason it lasted so long is because you ran away. Probably not the best tactic.
Trying to wait for the pit to open.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Nothing anything's come off.
No. We're good.
Cool. I'd test it first.
My name is Nate Franklin. I'm from Havertown, Pennsylvania in the United States, and my robot is Thunderchild. So Thunderchild is a wedge, and I love wedges. A lot of people think they're boring, but I think wedges are awesome. I will take that statement to my grave. A strategy is just see what happens and not die. That's always nice.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, I'm Sam.
We're from Didcot in Oxfordshire.
And we've bought Hello There. Well, the weapon on Hello There is a servo-powered axe. Don't know what we hope it to do. Not die, I guess, as best as we can do.
We're here to try and hold out in a few fights, score some good hits, see what we can do and have some fun.
I'm here with Hello There and Thunderchild. First to Hello There. So how did you guys meet and get into roboteering together?
A couple of years ago, Ryan suggested that we start a podcast together, and we did, and it's just kind of escalated from there, really.
What's the podcast called, Ryan?
Spinnerproof podcast. So we've been covering basically anything robot combat that we can. Robot Wars, BattleBots, Bugglebots. And we spent so much time talking about other people's robots. We thought it was finally time that we kind of put our money where our mouth is and see if we can build one.
Do you think Hello There is going to live up to the name Spinnerproof?
It might do. We'll see. I think the wheels will come off first.
Have you ever built a beta weight before?
No, this is our second robot ever, and the mini-bot we're running is our first one, which is split decision.
Okay, so you're up against Thunderchild, which doesn't have an active weapon. Well, it sort of does. It's driver. Do you have a strategy going into this fight?
Try and avoid the pit, really, and wail on them with the axe as much as possible. What's
your tactic for this, Ryan?
We've been trying to persuade Nate that the weapon is really powerful and that he needs lots of extra top armour. I don't think he's listened. Our plan is just keep the fight going as long as possible. If we can take it to a judge's decision, that will be amazing. And as long as we're running, we've always got a chance.
Well, good luck, guys. And next to Thunderchild. Now, Nate, you were here last season with the Captain Doom team. And I guess this time you felt that you wanted to get your robot in on the action this time. You glad to be back?
Absolutely. It's great to be here.
Now, I know a lot of people say that you should have an active weapon and that wedges are boring. What do you say to those people, Nate?
I think wedges can be really exciting, especially if they're fighting like spinners. I've had some really exciting fights that even the people that like have a huge hatred of wedges are like, yeah, that was a good one.
So you're going up against an axe robot. Do you have a tactic for them?
Just try to avoid the axe because like every hit he gets on me is going to count towards me if it goes to the judges. So I want to make sure. I haven't seen the axe do anything like actually fire, so I don't know how much damage it can do, but I'll just do my best to avoid it and just push him around.
Now, one thing that you don't have so much of in America that we do here is the pit. Is this going to be challenging for you?
A bit. I do go to one event where there's not a pit, but like a push out where there's like a section of the wall that's cut out and there's the pit there. So I'm going to try and be careful, not accidentally drive in, but if I have to use the pit, I'll use the pit.
The robots are ready. Let's get them to the arena.
Roboteers, get ready.
Good adrenaline.
3, 2, 1, begin.
In comes Thunderchild to be immediately axed by Hello There on the top as the little spinning robot gets to work in the corner. Not doing a lot of action here.
Hello There, bringing that axe in much more effectively than we saw last season with some of the other axebots. This is definitely, if it can keep its mantra of being spinnerproof, it's definitely an interesting contender.
Spinnerproof, there's no spinners for it to fight, and I think that's why it's currently so brave here to bring that axe down on top of Thunderchild.
Thunderchild is used to fighting robots in America which hit so hard they break themselves. So this will be an interesting test for him, as it's a totally different style of arena, and hopefully he will be able to utilize some of the more interesting arena effects like the pit and the sidewall to his advantage.
Definitely doing that now, ramming Hello There into that wall. There's a split decision, trying to cause a little bit of a splitting headache for Thunderchild, who's taking none of it. The axe blows fall, but it's not doing much to Thunderchild, who are definitely dominating Hello There in this battle.
Thunderchild is very much designed where it's very much a full body sort of push and ram bot. The idea being the power of the drive system is what gives its weapon brutalizing, but it seems the drive is one of the forks on the front of Hello There is wedged underneath it, and it's brought in high center to one of the drive sides.
Thunderchild now trying to take advantage of this by going for the pit release button, and down it goes, but Hello There just away.
Hello There just escaping just in time. Split decision running around, really not chipping in much. Really needs to do more. Oh, dangerously near the pit.
Very close to the edge. And just away.
Hello There, defying the laws of gravity there and bouncing over the pit and staying out and getting stuck in.
There it is, all over now. Hello There, goodbye now.
One powerful ram and that's it, it's all over.
I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. That was hilarious.
So, your axe is pretty big.
Yeah.
But it's not very effective, is it?
No, it isn't. But it looks cool.
You stood up really, really well because he was going for you and going for you and going for you, and you just refused to be pushed around, which that's pretty good against someone who's renowned for pushing everybody around.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this robot performed in there. It was really good.
What happened when you were stuck on the pit?
I think one of our forks got caught where the pit door is against the floor of the arena, and so we were just caught there, and I couldn't get free until the pit opened, and then thankfully managed to reverse rather than go forwards.
Who actually did open the pit in the end? Was it the minibot?
I think it was, but it wasn't on purpose.
You had the chance to claim that was a glorious bit of teamwork, and you just... anyway, you go through to the losers melee as the pinkest robot therein. How do you fancy your chances?
Well, it'd be fun, I guess. I don't know.
Confidence. I love the confidence. But no, you've been brilliant, and we shall see you again in the losers melee. Give it up for Hello There! Nate, I think that was a bit tougher than you were expecting.
Yeah, because the way my forks are oriented or are set up, that theirs are like right on where my forks are, so it was really they were able to get under me even if I got under them.
The axe wasn't really doing much damage to you, though, was it?
Yeah, I was more worried that if it went to the judges, all the times he hit me with the axe, that would count against me.
So you just needed to get him in the pit as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Well, you did in the end, and it was a very, very controlled fight. We'll see you in the heat semi-finals. How far do you reckon you can go in the competition?
I think I have a decent chance. I mean, the last few events I've been to, I've done pretty well, so we'll see what happens, but I'm feeling pretty confident.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you in the heat semi-finals. Give it up for Thunderchild!
I think it is just the forks that are dented. The screws came apart quite a lot, but I think it's largely fine, which is to be expected from a pushing fight more than anything. So,
most importantly, our pride is intact.
Our pride
is most important.
Although I guess, to be fair, like the linkage for the axe is looser than it was. Like that has worked loose. Like this is less tight on the bottom, especially, so it probably won't fire as well anymore. But it is what it is.
So I'm Ben. I'm from Australia, and I'm here with AnnieRUOK. AnnieRUOK is an undercutter. There is a lot of my own personality that went in, and she faces the opposition truly with an actual face. I'm gonna spin up and then just straight at someone, like just charge.
My name's Charlie.
My name's Aaron.
We're from Leominster.
And our robot is Too Berg, Too Furious.
Too Berg, Too Furious is an aluminium drum, spins pretty damn fast, and it's basically going to evaporate every other robot that comes into contact with it.
Atomized.
Literally nothing stands a chance. If they come within like a centimetre of us, they're just going to go bang.
Goes through 10mm hardox.
Yeah, 10mm hardox. In fact, I've heard it went through diamond.
I'm here with AnnieRUOK and Too Berg, Too Furious. First to AnnieRUOK, which has come from Australia. Is the UK scene very different to the Australian scene?
There's more people here. Our beetle scene is a lot smaller than this, so I'm a little bit scared because we've only been doing this a little while and there's only a few builders, so there's some very scary machines in that other room.
So AnnieRUOK is an undercutter. Tell me how it works.
Well, it's got a big brushless motor in the middle, and it has a belt drive out to the front. The belt drive is kind of new coming into this, so I'm a little bit worried that it might only last one hit, but, you know, maybe one hit's all I need. Well, fingers crossed.
You're up against our naughty boys, the Berg. Do you have a strategy for them?
Yeah, just hit them really hard, and then, combat their fake news, because they're going to say they've won this regardless of what happens, so...
And now to Too Berg, Too Furious. We've had to employ Tim because you know these two can't control themselves. Charlie, what upgrades have you made to the Berg? Aaron, what upgrades have you made to the Berg?
Same drum, but basically the chassis is new, much stronger. It's got wheel guards this time. Wheels should stay on, hopefully, maybe.
Charlie, do you think you're going to do well against this scary undercutter from Australia?
To be fair, I expected every single one of our opponents to straight up just quit as soon as they found out they were drawn against us. So he must have really, really big plums to even come in up against us. So yeah, I'm expecting big things from him. I'm expecting a battle which won't last any longer than about 5 seconds, in our favour, obviously.
What's this bit of paper you've got?
Well,
what's this?
I can now employ this because I'm about to start my first battle. So I went to the highest possible order and of the government and got a restraining order. So he's not actually allowed within 1 inch of me. As you can see, very bad man.
You're too close, Tim. I'm sorry. You're going to have to move.
However, the restraining order will end at my last battle, which inevitably will be the final. So I'm not too worried. And by the final, he'll be so in awe of me that he won't even want to try and throw me out.
So when you lose, he's allowed to throw you out?
Which won't happen, but in theory, yeah. But I'm so confident in this restraining order that won't ever even come to be.
Well, good luck, Too Berg, Too Furious. The robots are ready. Let's get them to the arena.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
So up spins Too Berg, Too Furious, our defending champions from Bugglebots Season 1. Thanks for giving me the money for that one, Charlie. Oh, the sparks, though, flying away. Annie, are you okay? They're definitely okay. It's Too Berg, Too Furious that aren't.
Annie is not going to be a smooth criminal tonight. She's going to sit there and rip the chunks out of the bottom of Too Berg, Too Furious, going for the link and hanging out the back of Too Berg, Too Furious there.
Oh dear, and now the battle slows as Too Berg, Too Furious is counted down and out. A decisive win there for Annie. Are you okay?
Too Berg, Too Furious there, falling at the first hurdle once again. Try again, boys. Try again.
Good one, guys. That's a good one.
Well, that was the Berg we know and love, wasn't it?
I was not aware that this whole production had the budget for holograms in the arena, but damn, I mean, that went completely the opposite way of what it actually did. I'm sure all of you didn't see that, but to me, what I saw was Annie going down the pit and in multiple pieces. What you guys saw due to the hologram was us getting taken apart. You can see all that HDPE. Look at it. You can see it all like pixelating, and yeah, it's not real. It's not real.
Okay, right. So, Aaron, how did that go for you, aside from badly?
First of all, we'd like to dedicate this win to Abbey Scaffolding, our proud sponsor. Can we make sure that's in shot?
For all your scaffolding needs.
All of your scaffolding needs. So, when you think of our robot, how our robots held itself together in this fight,
it didn't.
Think of Abbey Scaffolding.
You're going to need scaffolding for that rebuilding job.
What do you mean? What rebuilding job? It's just a scratch.
Sure. Well, we'll see you in the losers melee. You're going to be vaguely fighting fit for that?
We're fighting fit now.
Well, excellent. Right, we'll take the bot off you and you can just pick it up later.
No.
Give it up for the Berg! And they have left us. Well, Annie, that was very okay.
Yeah, that was very, very okay. The whole weapon system is kind of new, so I was a little bit worried about it. It's a little hot now, though, so she was spinning pretty fast, apparently. But
don't blame it on the sunshine.
Oh, I hope you've got more of those.
You seem to just be taking their wheels out from underneath them. Is that the plan with the undercutter?
That is usually the plan with the undercutter. I mean, this is the first time it's worked that well, so I guess I have to thank the Berg for being a robot I can beat.
Right. So we're going to see you in the heat semi-finals. Are you going to be fighting fit for that?
Yeah, I think so. I think just a quick little look at why this weapon got so hot, and I should be good to go. But there's some scary stuff in the heat semi-finals, so yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be making it much further.
Well, you won't be with that attitude.
Well,
give it up for Annie. Are you okay? They're just gone. They're just gone.
Yeah. The pulley fell off in the last fight, so we lost our weapon, and both of the wheels hubs shattered. So, yeah. That's what happens when you fight an undercutter, though. That's what you expect. I mean, even a pretty shoddy undercutter like this one can do a lot of damage.
We are ready for the redemption melee, and I am here with 2 Berg, 2 Furious. Hello there, and Claws 2. First to 2 Berg, 2 Furious. Now, I don't believe this stuff about holograms. You lost, and I imagine you had quite a few repairs to do. What did you have to do after that fight?
Swap the wheels. That was it, pretty much. The rest of it worked.
Charlie, you do realise that by losing your last fight, it's invalidated your restraining order. Are you now scared of Tim?
No, I never will be scared of Tim. He's a little boy, and I'm a masterpiece of a human. I am basically perfection. So no, I'm not worried at all. I'm sure this crowd over here are all delighted to be in my presence anyway. So I'm in a fantastic mood. I know I'm going to win, and yeah, Aaron's going to do a good job at driving my little minions done well.
So Aaron's driving this time. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do better than Charlie did.
Hello there. Did you have many repairs after the last fight?
It wasn't too bad in the end. Lost some paint, bent our forks, but we're not using them in this fight anyway, so I think we're all right.
Yeah, they seem to be a bit of a hindrance in the last fight. Have you taken them off for this fight?
Yeah, we're running with the wedge anyway because that's our sort of preferred anti-spinner setup. We don't know how well it's going to do as an anti-spinner setup, but we've got a name to live up to here.
Well, good luck, guys. Claws, I have to say, I'm impressed with how quickly you've got this back in action after what happened to you with Daedalus. How big a repair job was it?
Wasn't as bad as what you thought. It wasn't as bad as it looked. Obviously, the side bulkhead had split and the battery went that way and the rest of the robot went the other way. Screwed it all back, and we've reconfigured it as well to hopefully get under these two bots, and with some superb driving skills here, she will win this fight easy.
You like a rumble? You looking forward to this one?
Yeah.
Good luck to all teams. The robots are ready. Let's get them to the arena.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
A last chance for all three of these machines, and hello there meets the blade of Two Berg, Two Furious.
Two Berg, Two Furious is actually doing something. They finally got it working.
They're desperate to prove that this machine can work. Clause 2's not looking too good there. Hello there, thrown up into the sky of the arena.
Clause 2 doing what does best and just hanging back and taking the hits. Oh! Another big hit. The fork's bent up on Clause 2. That's not going to help it at all. And the Berg staying in there.
The pit button now enabled as Two Berg, Two Furious just glances across the side of it. The pit now open. Any one of these machines could end up down it. Clause 2 looks like the power is slowly fading from that machine as Two Berg, Two Furious comes in for a hit. Hello there, now bringing the axe down on top of that machine.
Clause 2 took a lot of damage from Daedalus, and as much as they did repairs, I think there was more damage done to that than previously expected.
Well, in all fairness, more of a little love tap here. A series of love taps on the top of Clause 2 from Hello There.
Hello There bringing the, I hesitate to call it an axe, because it's not really doing much there.
You can see there one of the little drive belts has been flung out of one of the machines lying there in the background.
I believe it's one of the drive belts from the side of Hello There, and Hello There should be able to self-right with the axe if it was any good.
They can't, the power just is not there. They're out of it.
It's not looking good for them. So down to 2, we've got the Berg and Clause 2 now. Felicity is one of the best drivers in this competition. Last year was actually the best newcomer award winner.
But it's looking like the actual drive on Clause 2 suffering issues now. You can see the little wedge that's bent up as well. Two Berg, Two Furious, driving away from it.
Definitely not got the drive power that we saw last year. There's definite issues there. And Two Berg, Two Furious, well done to the boys. Fairness to them, they've pulled a blinder out with this one. It's driving, interestingly, but they appear to have lost the weapon. I think the belt's come out of it.
It's probably after those huge hits, but do they have the drive necessary to push Clause 2 into the pit? Oh! They're dancing on the edge of destruction now. And all Berg 2 has to do is come in for a slam. But come on, guys, you can't be that much mess up that you're going to mess
What are you doing, man? You had it nailed. Two Berg, Two Furious. Too drunk, can't drive.
That was a bit of a Tokyo drift into the pit.
It's the Tokyo waft, more like, and just flopping into the pit there.
Well, hello there. Your axe is hanging by literally a thread.
Yep.
That was a good fight, though.
Oh, we had a lot of fun doing that, yeah.
The Berg hits really hard when it actually gets going, doesn't it?
It does hit hard, but it survived much better than I thought it would, actually. Like, a lot better.
I mean, there's a lot of pink paint come off the front of those.
A lot of pink paint has come off. We've lost a big chunk out there and a few others on the front, but all in all, apart from the weapon, it's fine.
Sticker.
The sticker survived. The sticker is spinnerproof.
Brilliant. So we're going to see you in the dung beetle melee with a reattached axe.
Definitely,
I mean,
yeah.
Look at that. That's.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah. But no, it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. You've been brilliant spots, and we will see you in the dung beetle melee. Give it up for hello there. So, Aaron, you were driving. So, was that chivalry that you just thought, no, we'll push them out of the way of the pit and go in ourselves?
Well, actually, what I think happened is I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. When we were doing tech checks, I remember Tim put like a little bit of weird circuitry inside our robot. right. It plugged it into our receiver, and I assumed it was for some sort of safety check. But now I realise that he's got a button that just puts it into a spin, and he waited until we were next to the pit to set it off.
Oh, is this foul play?
Definitely foul play. Definitely foul play.
Do we think that was foul play, or are they just incompetent?
It was foul play. Come on.
I think we need rid of these two. Thank you. The Berg have been taken to robot jail again. It's a miracle they let them out on parole, to be honest. But meanwhile, we have our heat semi-finalist Clause 2. That was some tense fighting, wasn't it?
Yes. Not quite sure who was more nervous, me or the one driving the robot.
I mean, she drove very well. Did not drive nervously at all. That was fantastic performance to hang in there after taking those hits from the Berg.
Yeah. Thankfully, when we're facing a robot not as powerful as Daedalus, we can take the hits. It survived mostly intact, a few bent bits of metal, but we're good to go for the next fight.
Excellent. We will see you in the heat semi-final. Give it up for Clause 2!
I didn't even do anything. I mean, this
is outrage. You won't see us here next year.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Who wouldn't enjoy that? It's slightly sadistic, but who wouldn't enjoy that? But here's a tip for anyone building a robot. Right. Don't use a nail as a weapon. It turns out that was our point of failure.
Oh, wow.
No, we're in good shape. I think this wheel's going to need a bit of sort of bending back into position.
It's all repaired.
The hammer's a little bit bananaed, but we've come out of that really well. Very happy with that. And we hit the ceiling, so what more do you want?
Yeah.
Let's go fix it, I suppose.
Let's try and repair it.
Ignore all the rumours he came up with about Tim sabotaging the robot. I had a little gander in there, and do you know what? Tim was telling the truth. He did leave it completely operational. He tried to be my friend, and I rejected him, unfortunately. He is the one to blame. I'm going to go and cry.
I built the robot.
I'm here with Thunderchild and Daedalus. First, Nate, you're going up against possibly one of the toughest spinners in this competition, but you are possibly one of the toughest wedges in this competition. So how do you feel about this?
I'm really excited. Like the first fight was all right, but this is where things are going to get fun. I love fighting horizontal spinners. Like almost every fight I've had with a horizontal spinner similar to his has been extremely exciting. The people who hate wedges are like, that was a great fight, I have to admit it. I am so pumped, but I'm also really nervous because I've seen the videos of him and I heard what he did to Clause 2, so it's going to be a fight. I'm really excited.
What's going to be your strategy for Daedalus?
Just box rush him, just try and knock him around and hopefully get him in the pit.
Well, good luck, Nate. Cosmin going up against one of the favourite wedges for the competition. How do you feel about this one?
Well, I'm pretty nervous, to be honest, because his bot is quite a strong counter against mine. But I think it should be a very good fight.
Do you have a tactic for him?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to try to break him before the pit is available.
Well, good luck, Cosmin. The robots are ready. Let's get them in the arena.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
Well, here comes that box rush from Thunderchild, but missing it. That allows Daedalus to get that spinner up to full speed, but Thunderchild standing up well to that attack.
Daedalus needs that time to get up to speed, but Thunderchild is used to fighting big spinners in America, so if anything, this match plays more into Nate's hands.
Oh! Massive hit into the sidewall there.
This is the tactic that they usually employ in America. Keep using the spinner's own energy to destroy itself. However, Cosmin is a brilliant engineer, and he's designed Daedalus to handle lots of heavy hits without taking any damage. But we'll see how well it holds out.
Activated by Thunderchild, and that's exactly what Daedalus doesn't want to happen. They wanted this machine broken before the pit could be activated, and they almost threw themselves straight into it.
That gives you an idea of how much energy this weapon is holding in itself, as it just launches Thunderchild across the arena, and Thunderchild is now upside down.
Yes, but fortunately, the wedge still on the ground. They can still come in for an attack on Daedalus.
Daedalus spinning up a bit slower, it's starting to run. Oh no! Defying gravity once again!
Oh, out of the arena!
One big hit and he just launches himself out of the arena.
Well, it was only a matter of time.
That was a very lucky win for young Nate there. because if that had kept going, it was only a matter of time until he took one big hit which stopped something inside Thunderchild.
Too much power.
Well, that was certainly the noisiest battle we've had so far. Cosmin, I mean, there wasn't much more you could do, was there?
Well, I guess I should have been a bit more careful in where I approach him, like from what angle, but...
You were certainly doing lots of acrobatics around the arena. That spinner is really powerful.
Yeah, but, well, it seems like it worked out against me. I mean, the most important thing it did was to launch my own bot outside the arena.
Yeah, it was the power of your own weapon that took you over the wall in the end, and there was a couple of times you nearly threw yourself in the pit. So that's the risk, isn't it, with a weapon this powerful?
No, I think the risk is when you run this kind of arena and then you have wedges.
Are you trying to say that this competition's biased towards wedges?
Kind of.
The producers would like to see you after filming has concluded. Fantastic. Give it up for Daedalus! Now, Nate, I know you were in the zone for most of that fight, but I could tell by your reaction when you won, you weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not. I was like I normally get like relatively nervous before each fight, but this fight I was like terrified. I was my bot usually comes out of fights like pretty unscathed, but this I was worried I was going to go home in a bin bag, and that would not have been fun.
Although, yeah, getting that through the TSA.
Yeah.
But you tanked all the hits, and eventually you got him out.
Yeah, I still like can't get over it. That was honestly one of my favorite fights of all time, and I'm glad it happened in Bugglebots.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to see you in the heat final, and everybody's going to be scratching their heads thinking how they're going to kill this thing. Give it up for Thunderchild!
Well, one thing I'm really excited is Daedalus is going to be in the 10-bot rumble. That's going to be amazing. But I'm pretty happy with how it performs. I got a bit of repairs to do, but...
I am here with AnnieRUOK and Clause 2. Ben, you just defeated the Berg, and I think they can blame it on the Bergie.
Yeah, I think they can, yeah.
So, did you have any damage after that fight?
They chipped some paint off my weapon, which I was a little upset about, but other than that, everything else was okay, you know. It was pretty major damage. I had to do a lot of, picking at the weapon, and it took a long time, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Right, so you're up against Clause 2, grabber with a good wedge. What's your strategy for this fight?
Well, I asked Annie to get her game face on, but she didn't quite do that. She's just happy. She's happy about the last win, so, I wanted her to get angry and get in the game, but she's not really done that. So I'm also running a big disc this time, so I'm going to try and hit their wedge really hard, but we'll see how that works out.
All right, well, good luck, Ben.
Thank you.
Clause 2, you've had some repairs this time, haven't you?
It hasn't been quite so plain sailing for us this time, but it's all good. The wedge is back on because we're now facing another horizontal. Hopefully the battery will stay in this time. After the loser's melee, there wasn't much in terms of repairs, just recharge the batteries. Obviously the wedge is now back on. The claws are looking a bit sad, but we should still be able to grab things.
Are they still working, though?
Oh yeah, still working.
Right, what's your strategy for Annie?
Probably just plough into that disc, get it stopping, grab hold, and then they're ours.
Sound good to you, Fliss?
Yeah.
Good. Well, good luck to both teams. The robots are ready. Let's get them in the arena.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
Not as spectacular a series for Clause 2 as it has been before. Very tentative at the start here. Annie, are you okay? Can you drive?
Clause 2 having to work on it, but Annie is just not functioning like it was earlier. I think putting on that disc has actually hampered it slightly, but he's coming back now.
The drive's certainly in trouble there as it delivers a huge attack onto the side of Clause 2.
If Clause can keep that wedge straight facing towards the weapon, which it's doing pretty well so far at, then there's a good chance that they can get a good sort of deflection and launch AnnieRUOK, much similar to what happened to Daedalus earlier.
A few little chunks, scrapes and scratches from the sides of Clause 2, but it's not a spectacular battle, this one, not just yet. Very tentative so far.
Clause getting the pit there. AnnieRUOK bouncing around.
And a squealing noise now emanating from one of those machines. I think it was from Annie. Are you okay?
It appears to be the weapon is slowing down. He did say it was a new drive system for the weapon, so it could be still having issues from the first fight.
So perhaps that is the tactic now from Clause 2. Try and destabilize Annie. Are you okay?
Clause 2 is trying to use its superior driving power and control ability with those claws to be able to drive Annie where it wants it, but so far it's not really had the same power that it had last year. I still think it's suffering from that first initial battering it took from Daedalus.
No weapon there from the Australian machine. Annie, get your gun! No pushing power from that machine either. They're trying for a little nudge to get Clause 2 into the pit. Clause 2, the driving skills shining through here.
This is definitely a thriller from the Australian team.
Oh, very good one there.
Yeah, you're welcome. I've been saving that one all day. But the question is, Clause getting a grip on it there. Are we going to be able to see a grip and a push from Clause 2 like it was able to do last year? I think they really need to go back and look at some of the drive power in that robot. It's not performing like it used to.
Same with Annie, are you okay? The weapon not spinning at all. The drive gone now too. This is definitely a bad performance from them.
Oh, but you say that.
Clause 2.
Clause 2 being a smooth criminal, just getting one good grip.
They're certainly
one
on the
wheel's
edge.
over.
Annie, are you okay?
Oh, Annie saves it.
Just scraping away from the edge of defeat. It's so on a knife's edge now.
Oh.
Which one of these machines is going down? Which one's going out?
This is just incredible. I mean, from what we can see, Clause 2 has got very much drive issues.
Oh, and now, finally, we're into the last 10 seconds of this battle.
Annie's weapon has been packed in for the good third of this fight. We're running out of time now. Clause better pull one out of the bag in the next second.
Stop and deactivate robot.
And it hasn't.
Good work.
Excellent match. I would not want to be a judge on that one.
My heart's at a million miles an hour. That's a difficult one.
So that was certainly a very tactical fight. So your weapon broke. See, about halfway through. Do we know how? Did you just hit them too hard?
Yeah, I think I hit them too hard. I also spun the weapon up way too fast. I was expecting a box rush. So the very first thing I did was just hit the weapon all the way up to 100%. And that's kind of, I think put too much strain on the belt and stretched it a little bit, and then I kept pumping the weapon too high and it's just stretched the belt out a little bit. So I need to be a little more conservative on that, but this is the first kind of run with this new belt system, so I'm still learning it a little bit.
See, that's where Fliss gets you. She's not a very aggressive driver. She stalks you like a predator. She very nearly got you in the pit.
She very nearly did. Thankfully, I do fight with pits at home, so I have had a little bit of experience wiggling my way out, but there was a lot of luck in there. I'm not going to lie about that. There was a lot of luck there.
Well, it's in the lap of the judges. Can we give it up for Annie? Are you okay? That's the kind of fight you guys go in for, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it survived. It's still running. Took the hits rather well. Claws are looking a bit loose, but I don't know. I really couldn't call that which way it would go.
Yeah, it's going to be very tense. Excellent driving once again from Fliss.
Very so close getting in the pit. I was watching really close and just probably another millimetre to the left and it would have just toppled over, but it doesn't always go your way.
Yeah, I thought you had him. All right, give it up for Clause 2! There we go, yeah. Excellent. All right, the judges have made their decision. Basing on control, damage, and aggression, they have reached a unanimous decision. And the heat finalist is... Clause 2!
Well done. Very well done. Well driven.
Commiserations, Ben. Do you think maybe it went down to driving in the end?
I think it did come down to driving a little bit. I thought I'd done enough, but I think the weapon needed to stay up the whole time for me to get that one in the bag, really. So
you weren't exactly struck down in a crescendo, but it was close. I had to squeeze that in somewhere.
You got to get the puns in for sure.
Well, we will see you in the 10-way. We've already got some nasty robots in there.
There's some very nasty robots in there. I'm going to be worried about my wheels more than anything, I think. There's a good chance I'll lose those.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. Give it up for Annie, are you okay? Heat finalists yet again. So for the second series running, do you maybe think you can go one better this time?
No.
Fliss, do you think you can go one better this time?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the right attitudes. We will see you in the heat final. Give it up for Clause 2! Fantastic.
But I was pumping the weapon too hard because I was like trying to keep the weapon up at speed. But yeah, like I said, it was my first time with this new belt system, so I'm not used to it yet. And I now know it needs to be slowly eke the damn thing up so it doesn't melt the belts out from underneath it.
That's a good job.
Well, I mean, now I know how to drive it, and I'll go in the 10-way and
at least you don't have to fight Thunderchild.
We are ready for the heat final, which is between Thunderchild and Clause 2. Nate, that was a spectacular win against Daedalus. I thought he had you once you were upside down, but you came back from that.
Yeah, that whole experience was surreal. I still can't believe that just happened. I don't think I'll ever get over it.
Are you feeling proud of yourself?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were telling me, Nate, you got to take him out. You got to take him out. And I think everyone feels pretty good now that he has 2 rumbles that he has to go through in order to make it back into the grand final.
It's not going to be easy for him if he gets back in, is it?
No.
Well, you're in the heat final. You're up against Clause 2, and this looks like the Battle of the Forks. Is there a particular reason you chose the Forks?
Well, these tend to outreach a lot of the other forks that are on in the United States, and the other ones also, the thicker ones I used earlier, there are only 2 of them, so there are 4, but this is definitely going to be a driving match.
Well, good luck, Nate. Chris, you defeated Fliss, I should say, defeated Annie. Are you okay? Did you have a lot of repairs after that one?
Thankfully, no. It was just a case of just get it back in the pits, take it apart. It wasn't quite driving properly when it was trying to get it out. So we've just give it a fresh going over. We've put on some brand spanking new wheels because we want this to be a good fight. And Clause 2 has been through a lot this past few fights, so it's the best it's going to be.
Well, at least it's not a spinner, but this is definitely going to be a battle of the drivers. Nate is as renowned back home in America as a good driver, and Fliss is obviously well known here as a good driver. You looking forward to this one, Fliss?
Yeah.
Going to put him in the pit?
Yeah.
Excellent. Have you got anything to say to your opponent, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is now a battle of the forks, and I think mine are longer.
Ooh, do you have anything to say to that, Nate?
We'll see about that. Just get ready to go into the pit.
Well, the robots are ready. Let's get them in the arena.
Roboteers, get ready.
Remember to wait for the audio cue from the screen, right?
3, 2, 1, begin.
Both of these very similar machines, but it's the drive of Thunderchild that's impressed me the most. Clause 2 momentarily stuck up on its own little wedgelets, but now bringing down the claws, and now ramming into Thunderchild, but the drive is digging in now.
Trying to get a grip of Thunderchild and see if they can damage the drive system with those claws, but they're just not getting the power. And those claws are bending in underneath the robot,
That
which
has
is going to hamper the drive seriously.
Caused problems for Claws 2's drive now, but that's not stopped them from managing to get a couple more grabs on the Thunderchild. But now on the top of Thunderchild, the pit has been activated. Down it goes, and it's only a matter of time now, surely, before Thunderchild throws that machine into the pit. But no,
Thunderchild going totally the
arena.
wrong way there, trying to figure out where to go with it. Claws has got their fork back out from underneath, but they don't seem to be driving very well.
The drive has been a huge problem for Claws 2
pit.
as it goes into the pit.
That's the end of the road for Claws just now, but we'll see them again in the 6-way melee.
Well, considering right off the bat you got one of your forks stuck underneath you, that was still an excellent driving display, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the forks do kind of go all the way down, which, looking at Nate's, they don't. So a bit of a tweak in there, but this is the first event we've run the forks. So, but to be fair, looking at the competitors that have been this season, this is the same old machine that was last year. So there is no shame at going out in the heat final. I cannot complain one bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You've gone as far as you did last year, so
everybody has up to their game. We've just made slight improvements. So. You're
going to be back and stronger next time?
Yeah, it depends on who makes it to the Rumble B. We'll obviously put the wedge or the forks on, but we might have to make a slight improvement so they don't same thing does happen again, but we'll be back.
Yeah, that's very true. You're not out of the competition yet. We could yet see you in the grand final, and if you keep driving like that, well, I wouldn't bet against it. Give it up for Claws 2! Nate, with the very first hit of the fight, you got them stuck up on the forks. You could have just left them there, but you pushed them off. Did you maybe think you were going to regret that decision once you were near the pit?
I was, because I was really nervous about the claws, because if they got one good clamp on me, they could drag me to the pit.
But they didn't. You got them in the pit. You're into the grand final. How do you fancy your chances?
Decent. It's all going to be the luck of the draw, but I'm excited.
Excellent. You came through Daedalus. That's a nasty spinner. Do you think you can maybe take on anything?
I suppose so. There's only like one or two bots I'm particularly afraid of.
Well, we'll see if they make it to the grand final. Give it up for Thunderchild! So now we've got some overseas representation in the grand final. We'll see you next time on Bugglebots.
More speed, more power, it's gonna rip and tear. Chaos and mayhem. That is basically our strategy.
Our tactic is just to slam into the opponent until the opponent breaks.
Get around the sides, push them around, put them in places they don't want to be.
It's designed to flip other opponents and also tear them into pieces. Hopefully deliver some really big hits. We're going to cause a bit of a storm in the arena, I think.
Look at the devastation caused by this machine!